y'all. T.I. versus 50 Cent. And hear me out when I say this. Everybody knows T.I. called out 50 Cent for a versus battle. 50 Cent didn't want to do the versus battle, but he do want some other smoke, the trolling smoke. Expect it, right? To me, T.I.'s calling out the wrong guy. Who should T.I. call out instead of 50? First, we're going to talk about 50. He shouldn't call out 50, because if 50 wouldn't do the verses with Ja Rule, which would have been crazy, and I get why he doesn't. I mean, he don't want nothing to do with Ja Rule, right? But it would have been crazy. Y'all know that. If he wouldn't do the verses with Game, the Game, that would have been crazy. 50 in the Game in the verses would have been crazy, right? Why would T.I. think he'd do a versus with him? Which would have been crazy. But out of those two names that I just named, would have been a perfect candidate for T.I. to call out. The Game. They might be cool, I don't know. They can have a friendly versus, you know. It'll still be just as hype. But that'll be the versus out of all verses for rap. That would be like a No Limit Cash. All those dudes, right? But it won. Not saying those guys are like those guys, but I'm just saying, like, it'd have been that monumental. It would have been huge. And it would have happened. Game would have wanted the smoke. Game would have needed it anyways, right? T.I. retired from comedy, coming back to rap, cut his dreads off, went back to his old look. Seems like he's ready. Game been ready. All right? So a lot of people prefer 50 or the Game. You know what I'm saying?